Okay, so I just got back from my mailbox and I got something that's kind of crazy. I needed to make this video. And as a small business owner, like, we've all run into challenges, right? Lots of crazy stuff over the long time span that I've been in business, and I've been in it for a pretty long time. But nothing prepared me for the story that I'm about to share and what I got here in the mail today. And I really want to know what you guys would do in a situation similar to this. So if you stick around until the end, I'm going to show you exactly what got delivered to my mailbox and what I ended up doing, okay? So this all started like 9 months ago, nothing out of the ordinary, just another customer interaction, right? The customer, they found us on Google, they liked what they saw, they went to our website, they used InstaQuote to generate an instant price for a house wash and an exterior window cleaning, and we get a lot of traffic to our website, right? Years of working on the SEO, the older your website is, the better it ranks, and we're constantly updating our Google business profile, right? Using the review multiplier to get tons of reviews from our customers, and recently we've been going super hard with Facebook video ads and this upsell video that I send to every customer who gets an estimate from my company. And if you want to see any of those, you can check them out at qiqads.com. Anyway, this customer, they went online, like I said, they got their quote. It was $850 for the house wash and the exterior windows, okay? The customer then, they scheduled the appointment, they did it online, and also by accepting the quote, they also agreed to our terms and conditions, including our payment terms that also has any kind of late fees and a bunch of other stuff in there, right? The digital signature on this customer contract in Quote IQ is legally binding, by the way, but we're going to get into that in a second. Okay, so again, just a normal hands-free customer interaction, the kind that I love. They get scheduled. They used InstaQuote, like I said. They used InstaSchedule. I get the notification. I went in and I verified pricing and I approved the appointment. Got put on the schedule, on the calendar. Okay, the day of the appointment comes. The job was completed as promised, and I specifically remember this job because one of the soft wash pumps took a crap. It was a stucco house, had tons of black growth under the dormers, on the chimney, all the the places that all that stuff normally is, and we needed the soft wash to get a stronger mix on that because the downstreaming wasn't going to do it, right? But tons of black growth, right? Anyway, Mac texted me, let me know that we needed to order another pump, a backup pump, because he was using the one that we had as a backup. He put that one on and then he connected everything up and knocked out the job. Okay, job done, invoice sent, and another one in the books, and we move on to the next job. So typically most customers, with the exception of our commercial accounts, they almost pay immediately, right? We send the invoice, we get the notification, invoice paid, easy peasy. And we focus on high-end clients, right? And this mitigates a lot of the conversations that we had way back in the day when we were dealing with the not so high-end client base. And you know these conversations, right? Oh, I'll pay on Friday when I get paid. I'll put the check in the mail. I'll pay when I get home from work, blah, 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 right? I've heard them all. I'm sure that you have too. And I get tired of it. And that's why I started to focus on more affluent areas, right? Less stress for me, higher margins for the business, and faster pay, which is always a good thing. But none of that really matters with this story because this was a nice house. It was a good neighborhood. Dude was super friendly. Mac had said it. He tipped him $20 on the day of the service. But then I am scrolling through my business analytics on the dashboard in Quote IQ, and I look at the invoice list and I scroll down all the way to the bottom and I see that this house had not been paid. And it was like 25 paid days past due, right? So they were a late pay customer. And like every customer that we do a job for, we send them a text and an email with the invoice just to make sure that they get it. And I know that the invoice was viewed by the customer because I get a notification every time it's opened up and they view it, okay? So I resent it again, not overly concerned, probably just an oversight. That shit happens on occasion. But, again, nothing, no notification of it being viewed. But again, I'm not going to dwell on it, okay? I'll follow up and all will be well, but I'm not going to get hung up on a couple, $850. Now, a few days go by and I'm like, this motherfucker didn't pay. So I sent another text, another email, and received no response, okay? Then I tried calling, but the phone went directly to voicemail, and there was no voicemail set up, so I couldn't leave a voicemail. So I immediately think to myself, what a freaking coward. Not enough balls to answer the phone. If there was a problem with me, if there was a problem with the service, at least have the testicular fortitude to tell me. Don't act like a little cuck bitch and block my number, right? Or if you're facing hard times, A, you shouldn't have hired us, or B, I'm a good guy and I'll work with you, right? So I gave it a few more days. I called a couple more times. Nothing. Like crickets. Kind of like all this noise that you're hearing behind me, and I apologize, the ducks are going crazy. So then I decide that it's time to take a little bit of action, right? And I was going to do something that it's just a threat, right? And I've had to use this more often than I would like, and that isn't rolling up to somebody's house and getting ugly, because I've done that a few times in my life. I'm talking about filing a contractor's lien on the property. Now, filing a lien doesn't guarantee payment, but it means that that person can't sell their home until they pay you first. And it's like not being able to sell your car when you still owe money to the bank, right? You still have a loan with the bank. You can't sell that car unless you pay off the loan. And that's why the bank is called a lien holder. They have a lien on your car, just like I am going to have a lien on this customer's house after I file a contractor's lien, because he tried to screw me out of $850 and now he's ghosting me. Okay, now the main reason that I don't mess with liens is because most of the time, like I said earlier, it's just the threat, right? The threat of the lien motivates people to pay their bill, and I use this all the time, right? Hey, if you don't pay by noon on Tuesday, I'm going to the courthouse and I'm going to file a lien, and all of a sudden the invoice gets paid. Now, the other reason is it takes time, right? And you got to get all your ducks in a row, print off all the paperwork, in this case the documentation, digital signature, the terms and conditions, the contract that we have attached to every estimate that we send to the customer. And again, it's all legally binding, right? But then I have to go down to the courthouse, go through the metal detectors, find parking, go through the whole ordeal of dealing with government employees and all of the rules, right? And then you have to jump through all of those hoops that they have got put in place, and it's just a big time suck, okay? At the end of the day, my time, your time, it's valuable, and I don't really want to be wasting it on something like this, even if it is for $850, right? The other component is you're allowed to write off bad debt like this at the end of the year. But for whatever reason, this one really got under my skin and it pissed me off, and I was going to actually file a lien, right? And maybe it was because, the text messages weren't going through, the calls were blocked, whatever the case is. So I decided I was actually going to go through with the process. I went down there, I took care of everything. So essentially, in my mind, that $850, completely gone. I'll never see it again. It is what it is. But if that individual decides that they are going to try to sell that home at any point in the future, I will get paid. Again, there's no guarantees you're going to get paid unless at some point they decide to sell their house, but maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll get a surprise the next time I go down to the mailbox, and maybe there'll be an $850 check in the mailbox waiting for me with my little name on it. But who knows, right? No guarantees. Well, guess what? I did get something in the mail today. I went down to the mailbox. I pull everything out like I normally do. I filter through all the bullshit, right? And there at the bottom is this manila envelope that says Chatham County Probate Court, okay? And it's addressed to All American Pressure Cleaning. And I got to admit, I thought maybe I was going to find a check in there. Why else would I be getting anything from them? So I open up the envelope, and as you can see, I kind of had a hard time getting it open. Okay, so what do you think that I found in this envelope, okay? Now, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to read it in the comment section. If you want to tell me what you think I'm going to find, here's the big reveal. I am going to show you what is in this envelope from the probate court to my business. And basically, it says, and I blocked off the names, in the probate court of Chatham County, state of Georgia, to the name under that. This was the customer who was avoiding me. Deceased. Notice of petition to file blankety blank blank. I can't read that. This petition for this name for the estate of blah 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 deceased for descendants surviving spouse have been duly filed. All interested parties are hereby notified to show cause, if any they have, on or before August 5th, 2024. Why said petition should not be granted. So essentially what this is I filed a lien, and the individual, he was not ducking me. He wasn't a coward. He didn't turn off his text messages. He didn't block me. He didn't get a new phone number. He died. And as tragic as that is, that's sad. I obviously am not going to get my $850 and less, because he still does owe it to me technically. But, in a situation like this, that person, his daughter or spouse, I guess, they've been through enough, right? They're going through loss, and I'm not going to add on to that. So for this particular scenario, I am tearing that up. I am not going to pursue it. I'm going to call the courthouse tomorrow on Monday and let them know to pull that out of the file so they can go on and deal with the death and all of the stuff that goes along with that. So that is it for this video. Check out Code IQ if you want to use some of the cool features that we have that, you know, helps us to protect ourselves. Unfortunately, in this scenario, I didn't get paid. It is what it is. I'm okay with it. God bless the family of the deceased, and hope you guys have a great day.